So that is the songs. We have also made a little video for Don't Tell Me That It's Over. And we filmed it at the Glasgow Hydro, which was my homecoming show. And I never even knew we were filming. I just thought we had cameras that were going to be there to put the things on the big screen, put it up on the big screen for the audience. But a few days before, I found out that we were actually filming it and recording it. And I was like, oh no. An extra layer for my nerves. But I felt so lucky to do that Glasgow show. It was one of those moments, and you don't have many of them in your career, so you really savour them. It was one of those just very, very special moments where it felt like there was a bit of magic in the air and everybody was just there together and we were all just desperate to have a good time, and I think we did. I mean, I certainly did. The run-up to the show was not the best. The show was originally meant to be in December, and Omicron hit, yes, we all know. And the government's basically said that events could go ahead, but people should not go to them, which isn't very helpful for anyone. And it left not just myself, but there were loads of other artists in a similar position. It left us just kind of in no man's land. On one hand, I was getting loads of messages from people saying, please don't cancel this gig. I've paid for flights, hotels, all of that. And obviously I hate cancelling things when I don't have to, because I hate thinking about people that have spent their hard-earned cash and time on me, and I don't like to think of people losing out because of me. So I really did not want to cancel. But on the other hand, I had other people saying, oh, you're being really irresponsible. Like, I was getting abuse sent to me, and I just remember thinking, I never signed up to be a politician or a medical advisor. Why am I having to take decisions on this kind of thing? And I felt like that was really unfair. I felt like artists, anybody in events, just kind of get chucked under the bus a little bit. And that was a really horrible few days, having to take those decisions. But I was very grateful that everybody came back. And when it got to March, it was probably good that we waited, because I would have hated that night to be overshadowed by just everything else that was going on. So having the show in March just meant that it felt extra special, because we had to wait. We had to wait, and it just felt like a moment, because everybody was just so excited and there was so much anticipation. And I never really thought it was a venue that I would play. The Hydro holds about 14,000 people, depending on how it's configured. And my manager had wanted me to play there for ages. He said that when he took over the role of management for me, he set himself a goal, and it was playing the Hydro or sell out the Hydro. And I remember saying to him, there's no chance I can sell out the Hydro. I don't want to play in a half-empty venue. I'd rather do like 5 nights at the Badlands rather than a half-empty venue. But he said, no, it'll be fine. They can configure it. They can section off areas so it doesn't feel empty. So I was talked round to it. It was even more difficult putting these tickets on sale in a pandemic. Like, we made it so difficult for ourselves. But anyway, first of all, the venue was configured for 6,500 people. And I thought, wow, that's like 3 nights, 3 sellout nights, 3 and a bit nights at the Barrowlands. I thought, okay, I've done 2 nights at the Barrowlands, I can maybe push to 3. And I was completely blown away by how quickly those tickets sold. And in no time at all, the conversation was, right, we need to open up another section. And then I panicked again, because I thought, oh no, this section's going to be empty. And then they sold really quickly. And then before I know it, every section is open. And I could not believe it. And I was on the Ticketmaster app, like, constantly checking how many seats there were left. How sad am I? I mean, we get sent these details, but it was more exciting for me just looking at that visual seat map and seeing that, oh, there's another 2 tickets gone, counting down counting down the days and counting down the ticket numbers. But when we eventually got to that night, it was a funny one because the timing could not have been worse. I had been so unwell for the entire week beforehand. Would you believe? So I remember just going, oh no, like, this is the worst thing ever. And I had such a sore throat. I felt like I had like glass in my throat every time I swallowed. And I could not believe the timing. So for the entire concert, I had a Vocal Zone tablet stuck to the back of my teeth, right? Vocal Zones are these like lozenges that singers use, and they help to keep your throat moist so it doesn't dry out. And I just stuck it to the back of my teeth, but eventually as the songs went on, it got smaller and smaller, so I had to spit it out, put another one in. And I just remember thinking about the cameras everywhere and thinking, people will think I've got like chewing tobacco in my mouth. So if you saw me spitting black things into a cup, it was my Vocal Zone lozenges, because I was absolutely dying for that entire show, which kind of took the shine off of it a little bit. But I think that ultimately my adrenaline kicked in and just pushed me right through, because I got through it. And by the end of it, my voice felt great. I mean, the next day I sounded terrible, but we got there, and I was just so glad. It felt like a really amazing time. So if you were there, thank you for being part of that. It will be something that I remember for the rest of my life. And also, if you were there, make sure you check out the video that we have made to Don't Tell Me That It's Over, because you might see yourself. It brings back so many memories, just having this footage. I'm so grateful that we have the footage and that I'm able to just look at it and remember and think, that was me on a stage in front of 14,000 people, and it was sold out, and I never in my wildest dreams thought that would happen. Anyway, I have spoken enough. This has been like Russian roulette, trying to time this in line with the Glasgow airport's arrivals and departures. I think I've done all right. Sorry about the car in the middle, but I mean, I'm keeping it real.